Spotting a glider coming straight towards you is incredibly difficult, which is why Canopy Flashers have become so popular. They're going the same way Flarm was going some years ago, and I think very soon all of our gliders will have Canopy Flashers fitted. If you've seen them in actions, you will understand why. It's almost uncanny how effective they are at catching your attention and getting you to spot gliders. Their popularity means they've now become one of our top sellers, and because they're one of our top sellers, that means we get loads of questions about them. Mainly, is there a more affordable option? Well, this is the latest contender on the Canopy Flash market from a company called Glidewise, and we believe this is the best value for money option out there. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what Canopy Flashers are, what they do, who they're for, and what's inside this box, which is what we're going to start with. Inside this box, you get the flasher unit itself. I'll show you it in a bit more detail in a second. You've got this control box, and this is the very important part, which I'll get to later. And then you've got your wiring, your zip ties, some marking stuff, sticky pads, and of course the power supply cable with the toggle switch. Let me move this out of the way and open this up. These are the two main bits I want to focus on today. We're going to start with the flasher itself and talk about all flashers in general. Canopy flashers all work on the exact same principle. There's no generator running in the background in gliders creating unlimited power for the avionics. So we need a powerful strobe that can be seen at a great distance that doesn't use a lot of power. To deal with this challenge, Canopy flashers use very efficient LEDs and focus the light in one single direction. If you ever had one of those focusable torches, this is the exact same principle. Lots of light in a small focused area. This doesn't mean they're lasers. While they will be most powerful pointing straight at you, they still have quite a wide range of where they will be effective. Now, what they won't do is they won't shine sideways. You can see the way this housing is designed, that no light will leak past the edge here. Which means you won't be lighting up your entire cockpit. And because of the switch that I showed you earlier, it means that you can also turn off the flasher if you're flying, for instance, in clouds, so it's not distracting. The goal of all of these devices is to avoid a head-on collision, because those are the hardest to spot, especially if you're doing something like ridge flying on a slightly hazy day with lower cloud base, or if you're close to cloud base in a start sector. White glider, white wings on the background of a white cloud or a light bluish sky. We all know it's very hard to spot them, and having that flashing light immediately draws your attention. You don't have to search for the glider, you can see it immediately. In general, people who are looking to buy a Canopy Flasher want to be as visible as possible, and so you'll see a lot of discussion about what color is best. Some companies opt for green and argue that the human eye is most sensitive to green. I've seen some arguments for the color white, and obviously Glidewise have gone with red, and they argue that you most associate the color red with danger, and there's also a high color contrast against the blues and greens of the sky and the terrain. The wavelength of red also naturally disperses less than any of the other colors. I'm not a physicist or an engineer. I come from a videography and photography background, and I can tell you that you will be drawn to a flash of light regardless of what color it actually is. I think intensity is more important, and Glidewise delivers with ultra-powerful Cree LEDs. And now I want to talk about this box, because to me, this box delivers a feature that's as important, if not more important, than the intensity of the flasher. You can get flashers on the market which are just a basic strobe. There's a set interval and it just flashes away at those intervals like your regular strobe will. All Glidewise Canopy flashers, as standard, can integrate with Flarm. And that's important because what it means is when your Flarm gets upset and it's shouting about a glider coming towards you, about to hit you, it will also upset the Canopy Flasher and also make it flash. From the perspective of the person about to hit you, they're flying along, their Flarm goes off saying, "Watch out, there's a glider over there." And as they look up, they can see your flasher also flashing at the same time at a high rate, which means they immediately spot the issue. You don't get the situation where your Flarm goes off and you look and you think you've spotted the glider it's angry about, but then there's another glider just there coming straight towards you and you don't spot it till the last minute. This integration also means that your flasher knows if you're flying or not, and that means you can save battery, because if your flasher knows that you are on the ground waiting, not moving, then it will put the flasher into standby mode, it will stop flashing, it will stop draining your battery, and as soon as you start moving, it will then go into regular strobe mode, and if then it has a Flarm target that it's concerned about, it will go into panic mode. You can also set some of the behaviors of the flasher in the Glidewise app. It's already available on Android and it is coming to iOS. So what's the catch? Well, Glidewise have taken a one-size-fits-all approach, so you don't get a bespokely made Canopy Flasher that fits your canopy of of your glider type, you get this Canopy Flasher. This is the only one they make, the only one you can get. And to get around that limitation, they've made the Flasher very flexible, so you can mold it. And that comes with its own benefits and drawbacks. You don't get a choice when it comes to finish. This is the finish you get. You only get 4 LEDs. Some of the competition has 6 LEDs, and they're a relatively new and unheard of brand. Saying all that, we've been very impressed with Glidewise, so much so that we've become their global distributor. The feedback from our customers has been very positive, and they're a UK-based company, so we don't encounter any of the usual customs issues, and support has been extremely quick. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Coming up, we're going to be modifying my label. We're going to be fitting the wing root fairing kit, and that should be an enjoyable series of videos because you'll get to witness me doing gel coat work for the first time, and I'll have to scrape the paint off the wings, which will, I imagine there'll be some funny faces pulled. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications ticked on so you don't miss it.